Our next legislator really doesn't need an introduction. It's my predecessor, Natalie, whose shoes I'm still trying to fill. But Natalie, we're so glad to have you here, and I want to specifically recognize Natalie's endless support on behalf of tourism, which we know is a really important sector here in Franklin County, and she's just been an absolute champion for it. So, Natalie.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for helping to embarrass my children. That was spectacular. I really appreciate all your help in doing that. So I am Natalie Blais. I used to stand up here, and it's good to be here with you all. I want to, as great as it is to be together, I just want to take a minute and recognize the loss and the heartache that many of us have felt over the last 15 months during the COVID-19 pandemic. It is really wonderful to be together again, but it has been a really tough time over the last year, and I just recognize that many people in the room may be feeling that sense of loss, and just give some space to recognize that that has been a real challenge for many of us. With that being said, as so many people here have said today, it is wonderful to see all of your faces and be here together at this beautiful space. I don't know if Shelby's still here. Shelby, are you back there? This is incredible. What you have done with this space is really incredible. I just want to thank you for welcoming us all here on such a beautiful day, and thank you, Diana, for that warm welcome. It's nice to see your face as well. The Chamber has come together and brought people together, not only today, but over the last 15 months, and really supported our communities in ways that we never could have imagined, much like many of you have. And I want to thank you all for being there for one another, because that's, I think, what we do really well here in Franklin County, and certainly in Western Massachusetts, is that when someone's in need, we show up for each other. That doesn't happen everywhere in the Commonwealth, and I just want to recognize that and hold that up as a strength that we have here in Franklin County and Western Massachusetts, and thank you all for everything that you did during COVID-19 to support one another. It's been an interesting first term for me, rolling into my second term here. I had lunch with Steve Kulik the other day. He sends his regards. I am now serving as vice chair of the Joint Committee on Children, Families, and Persons with Disabilities. I am a member of the Ways and Means Committee, the Transportation Committee, and also Tourism, Arts, and Culture. Today I wanted to just take a minute to talk about my work on Ways and Means and Tourism, Arts, and Culture, because I think with all the businesses that we have in the room and the economy that is so strong here as a result of tourism, arts, and culture, I know it's close to your hearts. So the legislature is sort of in a little tiff with the governor right now. I'll just throw that out there, that we have $5.3 billion coming to the Commonwealth in federal funds. And the legislature has introduced legislation that would allow us to make sure that we have a say in how those dollars are allocated. Because we believe that being here on the ground, knowing the strengths of our communities, that we should have a say in how those dollars are spent. And it's important for you to have a say in how those dollars are spent. So I suspect next week we will be considering legislation that will mandate that we, the legislature, do have a say, that you have a say in how those dollars are spent. We're extremely glad that the federal government has come through with a significant investment, because Lord knows we need it. But we do need to make sure that there's a public process and that your voices are heard. So that should be coming next week. The other thing that is good news is that the Department of Revenue collected more than twice as much money from taxpayers than it had anticipated. DOR, the Department of Revenue, announced that it has collected $4 billion in taxes from people and businesses in May. That is $2.26 billion, or 130.3% more than was collected in May 2020. And that's $2.1 billion, or 111% more than we estimated that we would collect for the month. So that's good news. It's been really hard as a legislature trying to to deal with the budget, because we really didn't know what was happening from one month to the next with COVID. But these numbers are welcome numbers, and it shows a strong economy. I think for us here in Western Massachusetts, we just have to make sure that some of it's coming our way. And thankfully, we have a strong delegation that's working really hard together to identify the ways that we can direct those funds that will really make an impact. And one of those ways is through tourism, arts, and culture. It is an incredibly strong factor in our regional and local economy, and we should be doing everything that we can to be identifying. Pick a table. Each one of our tables here have someone sitting at it who is associated with tourism, arts, and culture. It drives our local economy, and we have to make sure that we are supporting that part of our local economy going forward. So I have sponsored a bill that would begin to look at how we would spend those dollars and make sure that they are going to our rural communities. There are two other commissions that I'm serving on that I just wanted to bring to your attention. One is I've been named the chair of a commission that will begin to look at low and declining enrollment in our schools. I'm very happy to chair that commission with Senator Adam Hines. I'm thrilled to have worked with Senator Comerford to get this legislation into the Student Opportunity Act, because we know that our rural schools are struggling, and we have to identify what those challenges are and how the Commonwealth is going to address them, because it impacts every part of our lives, every part of our communities. And the other commission that I've been named to, it looks at the digital divide. What COVID showed us is that the digital divide impacts rural communities, certainly, we know that, but we've also seen that it is impacting urban communities. So I'm really looking forward to that work there. And with that, I am going to say goodbye and thank you, and it is great to see you all. Thank you so much.